usually nobody's going to know until we get started, but usually I start this off with asking Mike, what did you play this week? And I think I know what the answer is.
And what would that be?
A lot of Destiny.
That's good.
Yep.
What else? You played something else too. I forgot. Oh. I thought there was something else in that mix.
Might have been a little bit of Final Fantasy 9, but that was more last week.
Still doing the mini games instead of actually playing the game.
Oh, fuck yeah.
The card game?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
Tetra. I got to the 100 card limit within, like, the first hour.
So weird they put that in there. Like, hey, there's a whole ass game.
Pretty much. Once you collect all the cards, you're only going to be allowed to have one copy of every card.
Oh.
I'm like, what the hell's the point of that?
I guess question, swearing. Where is that going?
You're free.
Like, can I swear?
Yes.
Can I not swear?
Yes, you can
Okay,
swear.
just making sure. You never know.
I don't think we've gone one episode without having to put explicit on it.
Nah, every
Gotcha.
single one's got the explicit tag. We ban.
Balls.
And so, since you're a new voice, we do our introductions later, but since you're a new voice, Brian, you go ahead and tell me what you've been playing besides Destiny.
A lot of Destiny. I've been playing a lot of Destiny and jumping between that and modded Super Mario World, and modded Minecraft.
Okay, Minecraft has got like mods
crazy.
built in. How much more modded can you get? I don't like that head tilt. You're like, let me tell you.
So one mod is you have to make cheese, give it to a rat. That rat is going to make string cheese. You take that and you throw it into a mystical pool of flower energy, and you're going to use that to make a hard drive to save items in. And everything is saved onto these in-game hard drives. You can have hundreds of millions of items saved in them, and have a wireless fucking phone and pull whatever you need out of it.
Hang on. I've apparently been out of Minecraft for way too long. What the hell did I miss? What is going on?
There's a lot. The one I play has 200 mods in it.
You say something about taking stuff out of the phone. That just makes me think of like the bag of holding from D&D. How much more different from that is it?
So pretty much you set up this little network that stores all your items, and you'll have this crafting monitor thing, and you can craft stuff in game. Instead of using a crafting table, you just pull it up, it would have a crafting table and all your items shown, and you can have a search bar and search for an item, and you can make a nuclear bomb. You can make
So I know that they had that before too, though. That was one specific mod.
Yeah, there's that. I have a jetpack. I use a mining laser that can.
Okay, this isn't
mine
No Man's
3x3.
Sky.
It's so much better than No Man's Sky.
Nah, hang on a second. That's fighting words.
I'm just saying these mods are free if you have Minecraft.
Okay.
Feed the beast.
Okay.
That's what it's called.
Anyway. Brian, you'll enjoy this. Since it came to Game Pass, I picked up Guilty Gear Strive and started getting back into that.
Who are you maining?
The same as usual, Chip, of course, and Soul.
It's been a decade!
Chip's my guy. I can't help it.
That's fine. I choose Bridget. No, not Bridget. Hair Lady.
Hair Lady. Oh, May. What's her name? I forget. May is the little one with the anchor.
Yes.
They did bring Bridget back, too.
I've seen that. Yeah, I haven't really... I played Guilty Gear since the X2.
Yeah, that was the last time I touched it, too. And I downloaded it on Steam and played it for half an hour, and then stopped again. And now that Strive's on Game Pass, I'm like, gotta play it.
It's not cross-platform, I'm guessing.
No, it's not. Or Strive.
'Cause I was
Strive
like-
is. X2 and Midnight Carnival and stuff is not.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Boo. Yeah. Boo. Mike, are you good?
I'm guessing you're on my side of the aisle, Ryan.
For
Console Wars, PlayStation.
He leans more PC these
PC.
days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So now we
I
don't
still
have
a
anyone covering
PS4.
Nintendo. We got Xbox, PlayStation, and now PC.
Well, if we can get Bailey to jump on, then
She could cover
there's
Nintendo,
the Nintendo.
just fine, yeah. But she is in Japan right now, so not happening.
Get back.
Oh, tell her to go to NOA, Nintendo of Japan over there and say, hey, give me the inside scoop.
Oh my god.
I just want to go there for their crazy ass, like...
The giant fluffy pancakes.
No, not that place. Yes.
I want to go to freaking
Akihabara.
Gumball World.
What?
Yeah.
They have a whole, building dedicated to that?
Yeah.
You know that they have a giant
What is
moving Gundam, too, over there, right?
Yeah, it's that same building.
Oh, it's all over there in one spot?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Didn't know that. Yeah. See that? He built them, too.
I have so many figures. I haven't watched Gundam since G Gundam.
You and me
Oh,
both.
jeez.
And every so often, we'll hop on here and just build something for fun.
Oh my god. I that's pretty much what I asked for Christmas, and I've gotten
Are you all set
5.
now?
I have... For now, I have a Mega Man 1 that is... It was like $70, and it's taking forever to build. But I'm so nervous about,
Don't
messing
want to
it
fuck
up.
it up, yeah.
Yeah, I have a tool set now with little clippers and
Yes,
stuff.
that's
It's
what we
gotten
have.
to that point.
Like little nippers and everything. You sand down the edges so it's not rough.
Yep. Yeah, especially with this Mega Man 1. It has to be, sanded down to fit right. I'm just like...
Mike, you know the names
don't-
better than I do. What's the one that he just showed with the shield? Like the original?
The RX-78.
Yes. I need to get
Okay.
another one of those and paint all the pieces first and then put it together to see how much better it looks. Just try my
that would
hand
look
at
good.
painting those, because I can paint minis all day long. I've never painted Gundam. Oh, where's he going?
Ooh.
I want to pull out a bigger
Oh
one.
boy. That's what she said.
Ooh, Oh no, the arm fell out.
Which one is it, Mike?
I have no clue.
It's one of the unicorns. I don't remember the exact name to it.
Mm-hmm. I figured you would know the name out of anyone.
It just looked cool, and I'm just like, I want.
Oh,
The more bullshit it has, on its back, I'm like, I want it.
That's why I want
Please-
Wing Gundam Zero again with all the giant fucking wings on his back. Or the Death Scythe with the long ass tail.
yeah. The problem with that is those particular ones are freaking expensive as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I want to get the freaking the Strike Freedom for those same reasons.
I'll take your word for it.
I will look at a picture.
Easiest way to handle it. Okay, why don't we intro this thing? This is the Ramblepack Podcast. Oh, episode 26. I had to think about it for a second. I forgot. I always forget.
Give it
I
up
didn't
for-
even think about it this time. Episode 26. And I'm your host, Adam.
And I'm your co-host, Mike.
And with us today we have...
Brian.
He had to think about it. It's like, what's my name?
I'm
What's my
like-
name going to be? Am I going to use a moniker?
Do I say my gamer tag?
Which one? Archangel OOXO or whatever. From back in the day. I've noticed that's not even your name on Destiny anymore. It used to be Omega or something like that. Now it's Golden
Yeah.
Lyra.
Golden Lyre. So that's a song,
Okay.
and it was a D&D, so pretty much a D&D campaign. I played a bard, and that was her moniker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mike, you'll learn that he's into everything that we are into, so if we talk about it, he knows.
Ah, nice.
All right. So, yes.
And I know I was going to say I'm very much a noob in that as well. So
Same.
Anyway,
I'm like, I got dice.
that's all you need. Dice and
That's all you
imagination.
need, and imagination.
pretty
All right,
much.
SpongeBob. So, usually we record weekly, or we try to, but the last week was pretty light on news. and still light on news even to now, and it's been a week and a half or so since we put out the last one. So
yeah, pretty much.
So as a tease for the later half of the episode, I'm going to say we're going to have a longer discussion about Destiny since Lightfall came out 2 weeks ago now, right? We're on week 3? Come tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Sounds right, yeah.
Because Raid
We
was
had
released
two
on second
next
week.
reset.
Yeah. So with all the stuff that's come out about Lightfall and complaints and arguments and likes and dislikes about it, I figured since us three have different perspectives on the game, we can have a discussion about it later.
Okay.
So for now, let's get to the
Sounds
news. All right, Mike. This is your bag, since it's Square Enix.
I don't know how I feel about this. Well, it's not really doesn't change much, but
It shouldn't. I mean, they're gaining more employees at this point. The company itself is shutting. Start with the story. We'll get into it.
What Adam's referring to is Square Enix announced that they're going to be merging with Luminous Productions.
Other way around.
Oh, well, yeah.
Wording
Sorry,
there
copy
is very
paste.
specific. If anyone heard Square Enix is being merged into Luminous, they're going to say, "What the fuck happened?"
Yes,
Who
you're right.
okayed
Other way
this?
around.
That's like, how did a company that was owned by Square Enix absorb them? But yes, Square Enix is...
Uno reverse.
That'd be terrible. Actually, that'd be an interesting story. But yes, Square Enix is absorbing Luminous Productions after the abysmal sales of Forspoken.
Pretty much. But from what I was reading into it, it was more... Forspoken didn't help, but it was more...
Yeah,
others.
there was a handful of other, like... Oh, yeah, Square Enix kind of, like, backed a couple projects that did not turn out the way they expected it. And Forspoken was kind of like the nail in that coffin.
Oh, absolutely. Which was kind of sad, because it looked pretty in the trailers, and when you were telling me it didn't have very good reviews, I'm like, shit.
Yeah, I mean, the game did look cool. It looked fun. A lot of
Right.
people who reviewed it said, like, the combat and stuff was cool, and it was nice to look at. Reviewers who played the game said the combat was decent, but very samey until you get, like, the spells later on. The biggest disconnect was, like, the story and the characters. It just did not commingle, mesh well.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's kind of what led to poor sales. Oh,
Shame.
and because of that, well, not because of that, but funny enough, Hi-Fi Rush came out, like, the same week or a week after that, and they had more sales on Steam than Forspoken did.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not
And that game just got a photo mode.
gonna lie, I'm not an Xbox person, but I would definitely play Hi-Fi Rush over Forspoken at this point, so...
I would recommend it. It's fun. I enjoyed
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Brian,
there
it's
was
on
a game
PC
that
Game
would
Pass
turn
if
me-
you want it.
I will look. It sounds familiar. I think I've seen stuff about it. Ooh. What does it play like?
To answer your question, it plays like Devil May Cry, but rhythm-based.
Ooh.
It's not hardcore like that either. It's very forgiving. You don't have to do it on the beat. You'll still
Yeah.
get the effect, still get the damage. But if you're on beat, and on rhythm for the game, you get a damage boost and you can avoid attacks and things like that.
Awesome.
It's really fun. So, Mike, you get back to reading the facts about what's going on,
Yes.
and we'll follow it up with the other Square Enix story after this too, because I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah, everything seems to sound very familiar.
Mhm.
But yeah, according to Square Enix themselves, merger is part of the company's efforts to further bolster competitiveness of the group's development studios. Goals set forth under its current medium-term business strategy.
Oh, interesting.
And,
I did not know that they were doing DLC for Forspoken either. I don't know if they ever mentioned that, like, when the game came out or anything like after that.
Yeah, because I think I remember reading somewhere that they were saying that they were trying to fix the problems that people were having with the game.
You can't
Well,
really fix the story.
They could try, but I doubt it. But at least Luminous did make a similar statement on Twitter.
Oh, Or just that they're focused on Forspoken only and getting the DLC done.
Yeah, basically. And just for reference, for people who, if you're not familiar with Luminous, the other games that the studio's been known for is 2016's Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, I didn't know that. Luminous made that game?
Yeah.
Huh. Like, that entire company made 15.
Yeah. Said a lot of the staff came from the Square Enix's business division, second business division. And they continued to help with the game while it was forming.
I did not know that. I liked 15 also, at least until the end. So,
I haven't played anything past 6.
But that doesn't. What's not making sense to me is I'm assuming that must be the division. I thought the team that did 15 was the team that did that was working on Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy. Wow, Kingdom Hearts 3, and that's why they were both delayed for so long.
Good question. I feel like you're right, but
or at least it was for a while. I think the final division that did it, I think they were called the Osaka team. That they were created for Kingdom Hearts 3 because of both games being delayed for so long.
You are the Kingdom Hearts expert here. I honestly don't know. No, you laugh. He's all about Kingdom Hearts.
I know nothing.
If my desk was
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if my desk was where it was before, I have like a whole wall full of pops.
Listening to Simple and Clean right now.
Man, at the earlier episodes, he could not go one episode without bringing up Kingdom Hearts in some form or fashion.
Listen, that's how I reference
it's
it.
Natural. It's part of your life. It just happens naturally.
If that's how I understand things, then that's how I understand.
So I'm going to jump down in the dock since we were talking about Square Enix and say that, would you say that they're forcing the president out, or he's agreeing to step down?
Let's just say they were being nice. And then,
yeah, they're giving him an out.
Yeah.
That's a nice way of putting it. So, yeah, the president, Yosuke Matsuda, is going to step down from Square Enix. And this is after 10 long years of trial and error.
Pretty much. I think like the bridge version, his decisions did well with like their flagship franchise, the Final Fantasy series.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely advocated the remasters and re-releases.
Yeah, he advocated for like a lot of the heavy hitters, but he also, what do you want to call it? He tried to venture out, and the returns weren't so stellar.
Yeah, I think basically anything outside of the Final Fantasy franchise, they didn't work out so well, which is why they ended up selling off their North American third-party publishers.
Like Crystal Dynamics in them, yeah?
Yeah. And which sucks, because then that means selling them off, they lost Tomb Raider, Deus Ex.
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex. Deus Exes.
Can never unhear that.
Okay, so you say that they lost that, but it's not like, well, Square Enix lost the rights to the IPs because I think Crystal Dynamics owned it, and it just went with them to, of course I forgot the name of the company that bought all those other companies and is basically just a holding company for them now.
I forgot what that thing was called.
Embracer Group.
That's what it was, Embracer Group.
Yep.
But I'm still going to hold out hope. They have the rights to Gex. They can always make another one. They have plenty of companies that they own that are under them now, man. They can make any game happen.
Wasn't that also where, like, Blood Omen?
Yes. Legacy of Kain and all them games went to them, too.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
No, man, we're due for a
Sam's
Legacy of Game Kain. Legacy of Kain game.
I could see it work.
Here's a good question.
Feel
Would you
like-
want another Blood Omen or a Soul Reaper game?
I haven't played anything I know about that. It's through Sam.
Okay, fair enough. She would probably pick Blood Omen. I would probably pick Soul Reaper. I think Raziel's cool. Mike, any idea? No?
NFT games.
No. We're not talking about legacy. Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you. Getting us back in the story. That's the other problem that they're having with this fucking president of Square Enix. He's like, NFTs, we're pushing NFTs, we're going to try this shit. And everybody's like, what the fuck are you doing? Wrong idea. And he's like, no, it's still happening. But now he's leaving.
It's on fire. It's fine.
Yeah. It's on fire. That's good, right? It's working.
It's a different kind of hot, buddy.
Yeah. So, yeah. Him wanting to push NFTs was probably not a good look either for investors, especially like the market for NFTs. So they probably had a say in it and said,
last year.
Yeah. So that's the change is supposed to go into effect May or June of this year. And what do they say? It's supposed to help with the rapid change of business environment surrounding the entertainment industry.
Yes.
Especially if you want to embrace NFTs. I think they might want to use somebody that has a little more going on.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, if there's... I'm pretty sure the writing's on the wall. Everybody is going to be voting to get him out.
I'm honestly a little surprised that they're booting him out. Like, they didn't give a solid reason. They didn't point to one thing. It'd be really interesting if it was the NFTs that put them over. Because, sure, they lost money on, like, Forspoken and all the other stuff that they just tried out. But,
right,
with Final Fantasy 16 coming out, Final Fantasy 14 making money hand over fist with it being an online game, and 15 doing decently as it is, and the remakes as well, I don't think that they're hurting for money. So they could afford to take a hit and just try a couple things and take a loss. But I don't know. I don't know what Japanese business work ethic is like either. So maybe 10 years is a good time and he'll just step down while someone moves up and he continues working.
That could be it. I'm just thinking there, if it's where we were just talking about, like, yeah, he did good for the FF series, but if they wanted to branch out beyond the FF, and it didn't do so well, and that's his, and
well, that makes it
especially
hard
where he
to
was
step out too.
Right. Yeah, I'd hate, and I'd hate to say it, but like, well, not hate, definitely don't hate it, but bringing it up again, it's like I think of when I think of Square Enix now, anyways. The only thing outside of the FF series I can think of is, again, Kingdom Hearts. But that's also...
But is that Square Enix? Or is that just Sony?
No, Kingdom Hearts is... it's a collab between Disney and Square.
Okay, so, but, like, Square Enix's name is all over that.
Right.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember who the hell it was. Somebody from Square Enix actually pitched the idea to somebody from Disney on an elevator ride.
Yes, you told me this story before, and I don't remember. I could scroll through our list and see because you put it on there, but it might take me a while.
Oh, but yeah, that's the point. I'm thinking of it's the only other franchise outside of that, but even then, it started off under the Final Fantasy guys.
Here's a good question for you, the both of you.
Yeah.
You hear Square Enix, what's the first thing you think of?
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, same. Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Mike, I didn't hear your answer. You're looking around like, what happened?
No, I agreed. I said Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you think it'd be weird to have a game come out that's not Final Fantasy, that is a Square Enix game? Like, imagine a world where Final Fantasy is not the big selling, hard-hitting title from Square Enix anymore. It's something completely different.
It would be weird for us, but at the same time, how
far
far
day,
can
it was Final Fantasy only?
How long is that going to
last? Be.
Yeah.
It's going to be an RPG. It has to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, yeah. Crazy news. It just feels weird that it's, hey, Luminous made our game and it's terrible, so we're going to absorb them. And we're booting out our president. It's just weird timing.
Yeah.
I think it's just them trying to streamline things, and then have more control over it. Cause
Yeah, I can see that. Brian, anything on the news docket catch your eye?
Let me
Okay,
look.
I asked that, and I have a feeling I know what one of them's going to be, but I'm going to hope that it's something different.
God.
Mike, stop laughing.
Let's see. What was this one about? Golden Girls RPG?
Okay, smartass. It's like, what is this? Yeah. So here, let me get this person's name. Well, okay, hang on. That's not even a name. TGGTMDX on Twitter. Oh, led by Mekazawa. They're a software developer and UX designer. They are making a Persona parody version of the Golden Girls. It is going to be a Persona-esque RPG using the Golden Girls. And yes, the trailer for it is on Twitter, and it's like very tongue-in-cheek, and it says 100% canon set in the world. And it's got Sophia and Blanche and all them in the game, too.
and
who
too
you guys
bad
gonna-
none of the biddies
who's
are
your
around
main
to voice
character
them.
when you start? When we all play this holiday?
Blanche.
Yeah, exactly. If it's not Blanche, it's Sophia.
Just like, I need couch co-op with it.
Tell me that didn't at least pique your interest a little bit.
Oh, it'd be hilarious to freaking play.
I feel like it'd be even more funnier. Be funnier to see if there's fallout from it. Like they get a cease and desist.
What
jeez.
could they?
Who knows?
I mean, the most that they could do maybe is like they're using the character names, but they're not selling the game. They're releasing it for free. They might be using the characters' names from the show, but that is it. They're making up the story and everything for it.
I think that's why
This
that's
is-
why they're using the word parody.
This, even though it's not made by the producers of the Golden Girls or anything like that, this is on the level of KFC making that dating simulator game.
Oh Jesus, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And it was lame. Like, wasn't your goal just to date the Colonel? It wasn't even, here's your selection of people you could date. It's just, no, you want that guy.
The way to his heart is through the seasonings, the herbs and spices.
You gotta unlock all the herbs and spices to win your way to, I was saying Captain, the Colonel's heart.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, man. And that game takes place at, like, a food school, too. So, of course, it's hitting, like, all the dating sim apps. All the dating sim, check boxes. You know what I mean.
So it's right up Japan's alley, but
Hey, I'll try it. It's a free
that's
game,
an o-
whatever.
Yeah.
that's an OSHA violation in the U.S.
But yeah, it looks like a passion project. Like, so he wanted a Golden Girls JRPG, and he was like, I'm gonna make it.
Hell yeah. I mean, if you don't see one out in the world, next best step is to make one. I'm down.
I want to know how that conversation came about. To be
I
honest,
guarantee you that Mega's going to play it. I'm going to tell her about it, and she's going to go, oh, I got to try that. She's got like a stitching
just-
thing of all the Golden Girls downstairs that she still needs to put together.
Oh Jesus.
All I'm thinking is like, what is another show combo that someone could make? Family Matters.
Damn it, you beat me to it. I was going to say fucking Family Matters. Or All in the Family.
Matters,
Oh jeez.
The Jeffersons.
Full House.
Full House.
Silent
Step
Hill.
by Step.
Growing pains.
Growing Pains, yeah.
The mashup.
Go down the
going
list.
on.
Oh, man.
Friends, but it's a like Resident Evil knockoff.
You know, I'm really surprised that there hasn't been a Friends game yet. With how big that was, and there was like a small resurgence when they were doing the anniversary get-together episode or whatever. Why was there not a game that came out with it?
I could see like early 2000s like Flash game of Friends.
Well, if one comes out, it better have a DLC where you get to play as the damn duck.
The duck and the chicken.
Yes.
They're a pair, man. You can't leave them separate. Does anybody here still play Fortnite? No?
My brothers do. They want me to play all the time. I'm just...
I thought about getting back into it because they did away with building, but I'm just like, but then I have to download it.
I've
don't
never
want to.
played. I've never
I
played.
played it when it first
Oh, God.
started. I won one and
that was it.
never really went. The shooting mechanics were really weird back then. Like a lot of bullets whiffed, and I just really didn't like that.
Yeah,
I know they worked on
the
it and
shooting
they
in that
made
game
things
is
better.
not hit scan; it's something else.
Yeah, I did not like it. The bloom for the bullets was just weird,
Mhm.
and yeah.
Like you were saying.
No, I was saying I've never. Me personally, I've never touched it, and I want to say the other day I was actually accused of having downloaded it. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Sawyer, get your controller.
No, Callie went to go play Dreamlight on her account, and she was like, "Since when did you start playing Fortnite?" And I'm like, "I didn't." Well, it's downloaded on our PlayStation. I'm like, "No,
Oh,
it's
boy.
not."
Well, anyway, what I'm trying to get at is they have an Attack on Titan crossover happening. Excuse me. I have not
Every
watched
time I
it.
hear about these crossovers, I think it's fake.
And
Every
it's
time.
real. It is real.
It's real, and I can't handle it. It makes sense. I get it. But fuck.
I don't know how they managed to like secure all these deals for all these characters and be okay with them all in the same game shooting each other, especially when like they don't use guns.
I
But-
wonder, like...
Geralt
the
doesn't use
crossover-
guns. He uses swords and magic.
I wonder, does it come with, like, the grappling hook things? Because that would be the only thing I would really want from Attack on
I
Titan.
think they have
for
a grappling
Fortnite Titan.
mechanic in that game now.
But I want Attack on Titan, like that
Like
one
exploding
Attack
from
on
their
Titan
waist or
game.
whatever.
Yeah. I watched, like, only 3 episodes.
That Attack on Titan
so-
game you're talking about, I think, was made by Koei Tecmo 2, who made Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
Because it follows that same format, too. It's like, subjugate the Titans, and all you gotta do is run around killing, like, the generals or whatever. It's like, okay, you beat the big ones, you
Smash.
win.
Smash square for the next half an
Pretty
hour.
much.
I need to play, like, whatever the newest one was. Or at least the Zelda one that came out a couple years ago.
Oh, the Calamity one or whatever?
Yeah.
I have both of them. I stopped playing the second one. I love the hell out of the first one, but I stopped playing the second one midway through.
I don't know where Lubu comes in as a DLC.
Dude, you say that, but they also just brought out a game last week called Wolong, Fallen Dynasty.
Yes.
Lubu's in that game, and he's scary.
I keep on hearing that name, Lubu, when, like, people are playing that. I'm just like...
Because it's
this-
based off the Romance of the
Dynasty?
Three Kingdoms stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, I have it downloaded, haven't tried it yet, but I don't want to fight Lubu. He's scary.
Do it. You know you want to.
No, Lubu's scary. All right. Following on the theme of anime crossovers, Overwatch also got One Punch Man crossover with a couple different outfits.
Also,
yes.
did not fucking believe this.
Really?
Whatsoever.
I didn't believe it
No.
at first either until I saw
seen the
screenshots.
picture.
I'm like, oh shit.
just like, why? I get it, because he punches, but whatever.
Like, yeah, okay, so Doomfist has got just one fist, so of course he's Saitama.
That looks cool.
Get
It does look cool. I'm assuming all of us here have watched One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I played a little bit of Overwatch too, like right when it came out, and feels like Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have not touched it at all. I played Overwatch 1 for a little bit, and that was it. Like a couple months after it came out, and haven't touched it since.
Same here, and I hate to say it, but I like Paladins more.
Really. The
They're
free-to-play
like cheap
game.
knockoff. It's fun. It's surprising. They just make any characters, and they're just... there's actually, like, building up the character, and, like, you can change stuff. Where, like, Overwatch, you have their, 2-3 abilities, and they're super?
Yeah, pretty much.
Where this is just like, oh, if you want to shoot more bullets faster, you can put in different stuff. It's
Well, Overwatch is more
I'd say-
team-based, too. Hi.
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 So on that list, there's a third anime thing for games coming out. Who wants to take that one?
Oh, jeez.
Which one is that?
Oh. Yeah, Tenkaichi, woohoo!
Yes, we got a new
I'm-
DBZ Budokai Tenkaichi game.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't do it sooner, to be honest.
I'm surprised.
yeah.
I didn't realize it's been 16 years since the last one.
I did not know that either. How's that make you feel?
Old as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I think that was like the last of the DBZ arena fighters too, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Because like after that we got Dragon Ball Fighters and pretty much it, right? Was there anything else?
I don't remember, to be honest.
I can't think of anything besides like Dragon Ball Fighters or Fighter Z, whichever one it's called.
Yeah, it's Fighter Z. That's the one that's currently going on, right?
It was. Now they've got Dragon Ball Breakers. Do you know what that is?
No.
That's
Like,
one of
I've
those
only played-
asymmetrical games where it's like 5-on-1. And of course the one is like a big bad from outer space and they're trying to hunt down these humans that are trying to fight back or whatever it is.
Why that?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Has any of those games like actually like took off except
Dead by Daylight? I don't know.
Yeah. That's the only one I could think of.
There was another one that was doing pretty well too.
I know they made an Evil Dead
Yes,
version,
that's good.
which I'll give
Friday
it a
the
chance.
13th was like that too.
Yes, which yeah, I get it.
Yeah. It makes sense for the horror movies.
Oh yeah.
They also had well, it's more of a battle royale, but it's a Japan only game too for JoJo's.
Really?
Yeah. I think the only map that I knew about, I believe, was Morio, and you had like 50 people or whatever as different JoJo's characters wandering around fighting each other.
Can you have like a copycat? Can like everyone just be Josuke?
Good question. I'm not sure.
That's what I
It would have been cool though to try it, but it's Japan only. Oh my god, we're already like down the page. So I know that I'm excited. Mike, you're interested in it. Brian, do you care about Starfield?
Not really. I haven't really looked much into it.
Are you a big Fallout or Skyrim fan?
I played Fallout once when it first came out, and a giant bear killed me, and I never really... Wait, Fallout? It was a giant ant who killed me.
Okay.
Skyrim was a giant bear
There you
who
go.
killed me. And I just gave up after that.
So now you
I
just
know
gotta.
it's good.
So now you gotta play this and get killed by a giant alien.
I was gonna say a giant space bear.
I like it to think it's just a bear, nothing else except
with
like
the
a
fishbowl on his head. Yes. It's like, what's that
But
noise?
also
And a
like a
muffled
laser.
roars behind you.
I mean, Cocaine Bear in space.
Oh,
God.
Jesus Christ!
This ain't a movie podcast.
Wasn't that no? Although we have talked about movies. Wasn't there another like cocaine thing coming out too, or people have been talking about like Cocaine Cat or something?
So, pretty much after that, like a thing came out for Meth Gator, which just sounds like something from Florida.
Sounds like
I
a nickname for the people there.
And that just makes me want Cocaine Bear versus Meth Gator.
What is this, like a
good crap.
fucking King Kong versus Godzilla thing?
What?
More like the shitty sci-fi movies from the 2000s.
There you go. I like that.
Sharktopus versus other Sharktopus.
Friend of
Okay,
Shark.
I know this is a bit of. I know this is a bit of a tangent, but do you guys remember? This was like a few years back, and it ironically in Florida. Was it meth or crack that was leaving people with like gator skin or something like that?
Crocodile?
Is it?
So I know crocodile is like the thing from Russia where it just your
Oh, the
body's
poison.
melting.
Yeah, yeah.
Or drugs?
The one you're talking about is like some type of poison thing.
Desomorphine.
Let's see.
I have no clue what you're talking about, Mike. Anyway, while you look that up, since we
Yeah.
keep getting off on tangents, Starfield finally has a release date. After a lot of waiting and speculating and guessing, the game is due to come out on September 6th. And this is kind of like coinciding with Xbox's Summer Showcase lineup thing. They have, again, confirmed that they're going to have their own Summer Showcase show. That's going to be June 11th. And right after Xbox's show, they're doing the Starfield Direct. So Starfield gets his own show directly following Xbox's. Hold for applause and excitement. Everybody cheer. I'm excited.
It is what you guys were talking about, crocodile.
Okay. I'm glad we solved that issue.
I know my illicit substance. In Minecraft, not in real life.
I'm going to skip over the Redfall thing because they confirmed crossplay, and I think that was kind of an open secret, but now they've also confirmed Steam and Epic Game Store. Nothing else, though, because it ain't coming anywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, you notice how one particular company's not involved in that?
Mm-hmm. Boy, I wonder why. It's like when you're owned by somebody, you're not allowed to do something for someone else. Anyway.
Well, it does bring to light that one of the other things we're talking about.
What?
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I'm so tired of hearing about this, but at least it sounds like we're almost to the end of that. Do you guys want to jump to that, or you want to talk about Suicide Squad first?
Up to you. They're both shitty news.
I know a lot more about Call of Duty than Suicide Squad.
Well, do you know a lot more about like the merger and stuff?
I haven't really gave that much thought. I know like they're worried that pretty much was it Xbox is just going to screw over PlayStation.
That is what Sony has been openly worried about, and apparently Jim Ryan
Yeah.
has like come out and said to people's faces behind closed doors, "I don't want." God, what was his word? Just like, it's not that he wants to stop something; it's just he doesn't want the merger to happen. He wants to stop them from doing it rather than anything else. That's his sole reason for doing this. Not on record, nobody has heard it, but someone else that was in meetings with him from behind closed doors has said, this dude said this. Besides that, they're worried that if the merger goes on, that they're going to sabotage Sony by releasing faulty versions of the game.
I could see them like having DLC specific for like Xbox to get that sooner.
Yes, and that's
like
what
how
they
they
did
used
back
to
in
do
the
it.
day. PlayStation and Xbox both did this shit. They both made deals with them. It was like, the game comes to us early for like a week. You get extra DLC. You get extra stuff. Whatever. They both are at fault for doing that. Xbox did it. So did Sony. Did it. Sony did it with Destiny as well. Twice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the Hawk Moon.
Yeah. There was a whole strike, a weapon, and a couple other things. Jade Rabbit also D1. Xbox players didn't get that. It was all PlayStation only. Now Sony turned around and bought Bungie, and they're going to be getting stuff like early too.
Mm-hmm.
I get after reading a little bit more about it, I get their concerns, but it comes off as very bitchy and Karen-like
And paranoid.
Yeah, like what if scenarios, and I want to say the best explanation I've seen for it, where like you said, their intent will intentionally sabotage Call of Duty or whatever, with end of game bugs. Like have final level bugs and make them look bad.
Yeah, it's like when they're going to wait until the last step of making the game to put in a couple bugs just for the Sony version. I don't think that's going to happen.
Right.
Push the big red button.
Because it's not only going to... yes, it'll make PlayStation look bad, but in the long run, it's also going to make Activision and Microsoft look bad too.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it would be more. It's a bad look on Sony Activision, Activision Blizzard than PlayStation, because it's
Right.
not the PlayStation that makes the games run bad. It's whoever developed the game.
Right, exactly. And then the likely scenario, which makes sense, is eventually they're probably going to put more priority to fixing the bugs first on the Xbox versions, just because that's what they're familiar with or will be at that time.
Maybe, but like, they don't have a split as far as I know in the company right now. Like when they're making the games, they're not focusing on one over the other. They're making the game and shipping it out to both platforms. I don't see them focusing on one and then turning around and saying, okay, now let's do the other one. I have a feeling like the production would be the same. The only thing that might be different is if they strike separate deals for it, so that way, like, say, hey, we'll give you this amount of money, you get this thing, or because it's Xbox, you guys all get this, but then everybody else gets, like, the base game.
Right.
I don't see it being platform ambiguous, or I see it being platform ambiguous while they're making the game.
No, I agree.
Brian, you just want another Call of Duty?
I have not been I got played the newest one, and I don't even play the battle royale. So like, just playing normal multiplayer. It's fun. It's a fun little shooty game.
I haven't touched Call of Duty in forever. I wish that Battlefield was still good, because then me and you could play.
Oh, fucking love.
They've gone downhill so hard, and I don't know why.
I keep on jumping onto Battlefield 1 just to see if like there's enough people to play like a single match. Battlefield 1 is like one of the best games ever made. So fun.
So how much do you know about Suicide Squad? Like the game?
No.
Nothing. Okay. Do you remember who Rocksteady is? Not the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles character, but the company.
That's exactly who I was
I knew it as
thinking
soon
of.
as as soon as I said that. You looked like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah.
No clue.
Rocksteady made the Arkham games.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, makes sense. Tap them to make the Suicide Squad game, right?
That sounds right. Yeah.
What type of game do you think it would be?
A little bit more actiony than like Arkham Asylum. A little more fighting. Maybe switching characters, like who you're playing as. I don't know.
So, you got a couple things right.
Yep.
Mike, you want to break his heart?
Go ahead.
So, it's a live service game. It is a
The look
third-person
says it all.
third-person shooter. All the characters get the same kind of traversal and weapons and Destiny-style gear score. Sony just had a state of play recently showing off some games and filled 15 minutes of their showcase with this. It came out, and so many people were mad. They're like, oh, this game is going to do so terribly. Now, this might be part of it. Like, the backlash from that might be part of it, but they have now since, after that came out, delayed the game again. At this point, changing any kind of core mechanics to the game and stuff is probably impossible to still ship it out at a date that they want. So it's probably going to be like bug fixes here and there and maybe changing some things. But it's just funny timing that like so much backlash came out from this and they're like, time to delay the game.
I'm like, oof.
I'm
covering the paper just for like, we're not finished.
I'm still just mad that this is really going to be Kevin Conroy's last outing as Batman.
Yes, he lent his voice to the game too, and this is the one. It's just funny timing. It's like, check out our game. Your game sucks. It's not coming out yet.
I mean, do like each character have like a specific like move or something?
They
I feel
have
like...
their own like specific abilities, yes, but they all play the same. They all can move in the same way, like because there's a lot of verticality to the levels that they showed. So a lot of the movement and traversal and stuff is the same. They look different doing it, but it's the same idea. Everyone has access to the same weapons and stuff like that. They get their own special abilities, but It's all still the same. You're still looting dead bodies and chests and stuff for better gear, trying to find better weapons and stuff, leveling up your characters.
So it's DC Division?
You know what? That's a really good way of putting it, yeah.
While basically flying around looking like Spider-Man.
Yeah. Pretty much. Oh, and there's a battle pass in that game, but it's only for skins.
Oof.
Yeah, and I
So
made
they're
this
not gonna
argument.
make money.
What's the point of the damn battle pass if you can just put the skins in the game and tie them to like in-game achievements or missions or something like that? You don't need the battle pass at that point.
Agreed. This is where it goes back to a prior cast that we were talking about. Put in-game advertisement. Use like billboards and plaster Coca-Cola across it or whatever and have them pay. Wow.
Yep.
What? Okay, what would that do for this?
Instead of getting money through like the battle, I guess they like the idea of the battle pass as you don't know how many people will buy it.
But how would the battle pass work? Because like, I don't know. There's a quest in the game, I think, and you're killing enemies, sure, but like, is that all experience based? Do you get that experience and it goes to the battle pass? I don't know if they explain that. I don't know how that system is set up, so.
We will see. Probably not play, but we will see.
Definitely will not play. Not interested.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they're shining it up right now.
Yeah, well, it seems to be going the way of the Avengers, so.
Yep, that's what I was thinking of too. I'm like,
yeah.
They make good movies. Horrible video games.
That's about it. All right, Mike, hit us with the last thing so we can get into the Destiny talk.
Well, talking about Marvel games. Well, Disney in general, actually. Lego, Disney, and Guardians of the Galaxy projects, among others, are canceled at TT Games. They're basically their explanation, or at least what the company is saying. This is due to unexpected tolls taken on the staff from when they were developing Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
TT is Traveler's Tales, the people who made all the Lego games.
Yeah.
And that game definitely was ambitious because it was delayed a few times too. And like we're still working through it. That game is meaty.
Oh, jeez. So yeah, okay, I can see why it took a toll on them, but from what they said, it was still profitable. A lot more than they were expecting.
I'm sure it would be.
Lego Disney, I feel like that's a pretty easy slam dunk.
Lego Disney
as long
and
as
Star
it
Wars,
plays,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of like straight up Disney, they had a Disney themed Lego game planned too. That included like a bunch of random Disney characters and stuff. Funny enough, the story that I read, Mike, the story that they were planning for that was the same style story as Dreamlight Valley. Like independently, the idea of the story was like something happened and people forgot and you got to fight this evil in the land and stuff like that. And then Dreamlight came out and was talking about the story. They're like, okay, we're done with this project now. It's not happening.
Well, actually, if you think about it, isn't Mirrorverse sort of along the same premise too?
I'm gonna have to say no, because they're not in Mirrorverse. They're taking on different roles and it's like a different place and they have abilities. This is more they are the character and that is it. In Dreamlight, I mean.
Right? Yeah. But I'm just wondering if Disney, after reading this, I'm just wondering if, and just I know this is total conspiracy at this point, if Disney just reached out to a couple of developers and were like, all right, this is our idea of a type of game we want to do. Let's see what you can do with it. And Dreamlight Valley as the one that actually just won out.
Good game.
Yes, it is. Though it would have been pretty cool to see how Lego would have done with it, to be honest. Because I could see that working out very well. If they knew where they were going with it.
It'd be interesting because I can't think of Like, they don't have an actual, like, proper Lego Disney game. If they could make some sort of story behind it, they would probably do pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Because I think if they went like the route of the Infinity games, that type of style, I think that would work.
Yeah, that shit got shut down too early, too. Disney's very hard on how much money comes back in from their investment on stuff, which is why you don't see them backing a lot of stuff, and they close down a lot of their game divisions. The games were profitable still, but they're
Right.
like, not enough, so bye.
Not only that, they're very tight-fisted about their IPs.
That too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who's worse, Disney or Nintendo.
I don't know. I'm surprised. I'm surprised
Place your bets.
Universal got.
Place your bets. Who do you think's worse? I'll put it as a poll for this podcast too. I'll set up a poll for this, and everybody can vote.
That was really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Disney, just video game wise. I want to
Same.
say it was Disney. Yeah. Saying is that they'll actually send out a cease and desist to an Etsy shop.
Dude, Nintendo will too. Nintendo does
Oh,
not
shit.
play around. Yeah.
Oh shit! And I'm actually
Nintendo
surprised.
does not play.
I'm actually surprised Universal got away with as much as they did in the Nintendo world.
Why?
The amount of stuff that they had in the park, I would think. They would
it's
want
all
that.
approved by Nintendo. You know, Shigeru Miyamoto had a literal hand in like designing the park and explaining how things worked, like interacting with characters and things like that. He's like, "Here's the set rules for this stuff. Here's how it needs to be in this place."
Ah, no shit. Okay.
Yeah. So it's all with Nintendo's blessing already.
I wonder how much of their hand was in that.
Not sure. But speaking of them, since they have that Mario movie coming out, this is just like a random one-off thing I saw. Someone made a joke. I think it was a joke, or like made a video talking about saying, "Oh, it was cool to see a Link cameo come up in the Super Mario movie," which of course they haven't seen it. They don't know anything. They just said that being silly, and they got like a DMCA takedown of whatever that was on Twitter from Universal, and they were like, "Did I spoil something? What the hell's going on?"
The Hail Mary just...
So him saying that, and then that happening, he's like, "Whoa, I need to go see if there is Link in the movie now."
Oh my god.
Just it makes you
See,
think.
Link is not the one. I want to know, are we getting Wario
If that
and Waluigi?
if they're going that route where like they have the Mario Kart and stuff in the movie, are they gonna like allude to the Brawl games? If that's the case,
Probably
Nintendo
not.
Cinematic Universe.
I'm going to say probably not, only because that involves a lot of other characters that are not Mario. Like, this is strictly Mario characters for the movie.
yeah.
But they could do a sequel easily with Wario and Waluigi.
Oh, that's happening.
I mean, if
Like,
Bowser's a big fan
unless
of this
it
one.
totally just shits the bed. Like,
You know
it's
it's
gonna have a
not.
mid. It's gonna have a mid-credit like
A little stinger.
spoiler or a stinger, and it's gonna be fucking. Wah. That's how it's gonna end.
You're just going to get like a W fall in and an L, and you're just going to go, "Wow," and he's going to go, "Meh."
And everyone in the theater just explodes.
Now, to be fair, I would watch that sequel. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, 100%.
Now, who would you want to voice them?
Why you do this?
And
Why you do
they
this?
got Charlie.
Already frustrated
Charlie
still.
Day's already in.
I know, that's like, he's perfect as Luigi, too. Man, who would, I don't even know, who would be a good voice?
Danny DeVito as Wario.
Okay, I can see that, sure.
It doesn't have to be the exact, because Wario's voice, you don't hear him speak that often.
Yeah, not really. And he could probably pull it off anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Who could be Waluigi? Like Joel McHale? I don't know. We'll have to come back
I'm
to
just
that.
thinking how...
I don't know.
Yeah. The Mario movie spoiler cast.
Okay, let's all go watch the movie when it comes out. We'll come back and talk about it.
Did you like that point when he jumped on that guy's head? Is it going to show him just like straight up murder like Goombas?
That's a good point. How are they going to do with that?
It probably like smushed and it like X's on the eyes, like waddles away.
Or waddle away screaming like, what are you doing jumping on me?
I feel like they're going to make the joke of like him jumping on a Koopa and he gets knocked out and he acts like he's naked.
Yes.
Because kids movie.
Yes, of course. Well, they changed that in the games too, to where they slide out of their shells in their underwear, so
Yeah.
they'll be able to include that in the movie at least.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, kids. The moment we've all been waiting for. Bedtime.
Da, da, da.
See you later. Okay. Like we said at the beginning, Destiny has been out for 3 weeks come tomorrow. Lightfall. And the Lightfall campaign and everything. I think
I
it's
was going
safe
to
to
say,
say...
we established it the other day. Destiny's been around since when our kids were born.
Shit.
Thank you, Mike. Dad jokes were the last episode, not this one. Oh, fuck. You're right, too. It has been that long.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Anyway.
Keep,
Yeah. No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I keep on wanting to go back and play Destiny 1.
Really?
Okay, yeah.
Yes, please.
I have, like, I just feel like it's such a different game now, and like looking back at it, especially like story-wise, like
Yeah,
the story, for
was a lot
Destiny
more
1 was
vague.
rough.
Vague or
Have
not
you-
just telling you anything.
I guess not getting to anything, but have you played the quest for the exotic LMG?
Are you talking about the monochromatic or whatever it is?
Yes.
Yes, I finished that one.
Okay, then you know about the spoiler about the Destiny 1 thing.
Oh, about them talking about the Veil versus the Black Heart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That pretty much the Black Heart was a vexed tried of making the Veil, which I still don't know what the Veil is.
Nobody does.
I guess that's how I'll start about talking about Lightfall.
Exactly. We're getting ahead of ourselves. All right. So,
Yeah.
Lightfall came out. New campaign, new weapons, new location, all this other stuff. I guess it's safe to say that all three of us, it caused us to jump back into it and want to play, right? Brian, me and you
Yes.
played off and on regardless because Spire the Watcher
Yeah.
and all that fun stuff leading up to it. Mike, you saw it. I asked you to jump back on and you jumped into it because you liked the trailer.
It was a very pretty trailer, and then I played it, and I was like, yes.
Okay. And like I said, I think I said this earlier, we're all at kind of like different levels of play too. Like Brian, I think you are like more than us are on like the high end of running end game content and min-maxing armor and all that fun happy shit. Because you actually do raids and will go on LFG and jump in dungeons.
Yeah,
and stuff.
here and there.
My experience with that is either me and you duoing things or sometimes finding an LFG to do it, but usually I'm a solo player. Mike, you were out of the game for a while and came back to it when Lightfall came out.
Yes, apparently I'm a blueberry.
I have elevated you above the step of blueberry. Just barely.
So I'm a
Only
raspberry?
Is that the next stop? I thought it might have been like strawberry or cherry. Well, you got purple armor, so you're a grape.
There you go.
So,
With no good exotic.
so the biggest, I almost said the biggest problem. It's not the biggest problem with when you were playing before up until now. Now that you got back into it, you've learned about the new revamped mod system. So now you have actual mods on your armor.
Mm-hmm.
You have customized your subclass.
Yep.
And you have basically learned about upgrading your armor to be better, knowing what to swap out and when, and like the different weapons and things like that. You're still on the hunt for new exotics and other weapons to find that you like, but you really seem to like SMGs.
Yes.
What do you think about the game as it is now, since you just got back into it?
As it is now, I can definitely say I've a lot more into it since the release of Destiny 2.
Because
I was a big
you went
fan-
back and finished Beyond Light and Witch Queen.
Yep.
So now you
Yes.
have like the stories that have caught up to where Lightfall is now. Besides like
Right.
the year-long story missions that we got, because you can't go back and play those.
Right. But yeah, no, going into it, I have a pretty solid grasp of the basic idea of the story. Going into it, it was fun. They definitely revamped it a lot more since when I first started playing.
Do you think it's friendly for people who are jumping back in or new to the game, though? Like, do things
absolutely.
make sense? Yeah,
it makes sense. I picked it up. I picked it up fairly easy and understood stuff. Like, granted, when we were going through like the Witch Queen storylines, certain things that you were doing that like went over my head.
Mm-hmm. Like some of the mechanic things.
Yeah, some of the mechanic things, like I had no idea. There was nothing showing or alluding to this is what you need to do.
Yeah, for the Sabbathmoon fight, there's definitely not like, hey, go and do this now. It's just like, now you're doing less damage, and then you see people on the outskirts. It's like, oh, my God, let's run around and kill these guys, and then you find the witches or whatever, and then killing them gives you the buff, and it's like, well, what do I do with this? There's no real explanation for some things.
Yeah.
Right, and then having to traverse and jump up and a whole from floating island to floating island and stuff like that.
Well, that was just like getting to the fight too, jumping through the portals, doing the thing, and then dunking the orbs.
Right, it's a completely different travel style than
Did
Beyond
you play
Light.
a lot of strikes before? Like heavy range strikes?
It's been a while since I've done one, so I have no idea.
Ooh.
Okay, so that might be where some of the things that you're missing come from, because a lot of the strikes will have different mechanics like that too. Like you got to dunk an orb or shoot crystals or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't do a lot of that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it was just I'm trying to think. It might have been strikes. I have no idea. I doubt it.
We did do two. We did the Alakul one, and we did another one with me, you, and your father-in-law.
Yes.
Oh.
So minimal interaction.
Right.
Was it just legend? What difficulty? Was it just normal?
Just basic.
Yeah, the classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just it was basically getting the feel and going through the story and stuff like that to understand it. Just because to put a little backstory on it is I played Destiny 1 from start to finish with my father-in-law, and then he ended up getting me Destiny 2. And when I started playing with it, the mechanics it was similar to Destiny, but I wasn't into it for whatever reason.
It was rough. It was that first year was rough.
Pretty much. And then Lauren
They were trying to find themselves again.
Right. And Lauren and Sawyer were born around that time, and I just fell off, and I'm like, screw it. And
Wait, who'd you just say was born around that time?
No, wow. Amelia. Sorry, not
there
Lauren.
You go.
Holy shit.
Lauren's the second one.
Okay, I was like,
oh, Jesus. I'm turning into my parents, changing, calling people by other names.
Ooh, shit.
But yeah, at that point, I just lost interest, and they definitely made it. I'm sure a lot of the stuff that I was complaining about they fixed between that time and now.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys, Adam pushing Lightfall and showing me that definitely brought me back into it.
That's all I would talk about for a while. I'm like, it needs to come here. I want to play. Can't wait.
yeah.
Okay, but you're enjoying it, coming back into it, and you are actually at the point where you want to keep playing.
Oh, absolutely.
And here's a fun question: What is it about Destiny that you like?
I like the fact that it's easy enough. I'm not a big shooter fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wasn't big on Modern Warfare, Call of Duty, any of those games. Destiny 1 was easy enough that I could pick it up, play it. It's not specifically just shooting, but I wasn't having a hard time with it, and I actually could enjoy myself. Destiny 2, coming back into it, it brought back a lot of that feel that when they first launched didn't have.
Okay.
Just having flashbacks to D2, year 1, no random rolls. Oh, it was rough.
It's like
so
they stripped
rough.
everything away and you just back to
It
basics.
was so weird. Why? Why? But
I we're in a better place now. Those were dark days.
double primary.
It just
man,
took
double
the-
energy.
slot.
What are you talking about? 2 shotguns.
Shit, you're right. 3 shotguns.
Oh yeah, Legend of Acreus. You could have 3.
Shit.
Oh, jeez.
Tractor cannon? Is that technically? No. Is that a
It
shotgun?
should be. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not pellets, but it's not a trace rifle either.
Question: is Destiny 1 cross-platform though?
No.
So I'd be fucked. You guys could play. I'd be fucked.
No, you two could play.
Uh.
I don't have a PlayStation.
I
Oh,
don't have an Xbox, and I played it on the Xbox.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, well then we'll just stick to D2 then, because it's cross-platform.
But Cade 6.
I
Who?
know. When I found
It's
out
a-
about that, I was like, "What the
it's-
fuck?"
Shit, it's been that long.
The poor bastard has
The
a
guy-
statue and everything. The hell?
I love the jokes about anyone new playing the game. It's like, oh, I like this Cade guy. Oh yeah, you're not gonna like him for long. Don't get too attached.
Is he actually in any part of the game at this point?
He was in Forsaken, and that was it. That was the last part.
Oh, Jesus.
Forsaken, and he had some voice lines after. No, that was still Forsaken.
He technically still had force lines. Pff, he still had voice lines in some of the strikes on Nessus. Like they never got
Yeah,
removed or
yeah.
anything. So it's like
It sounds so
he's
weird.
dead,
like
but he's
playing
still.
those.
It's still like before he died. All right, Brian. Same question. I'm sure,
Yes.
as like with me, you were excited for Lightfall to come out.
Yes. When I seen the trailer, I'm like, this is my fucking aesthetic. Holy shit. Especially for the name Lightfall. Like, everyone made the joke, like, Lightfall, it's dark, it's dreary, it's intense.
And then they hit you with a neon.
You're just like, there's a Lost Sector arcade.
That's cool.
And all that stuff.
Have you run that yet?
Yeah,
I'm sure you have.
I have. It was... These Lost Sectors, I feel like they just make them longer and longer now.
You know what? To be fair, I only have run one so far, and that was for the quest. And I was like, "Oh, this is a cool change because it doesn't just take place in one spot. It's like, here, you did all this
You
shit.
move
Now you
around.
got to go into the Vex network and get them."
Yeah. Like, I feel like it's a lot. Yeah.
But you have been playing since D1.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think the beta? I'm trying to remember.
I did not get into it, so lucky you.
I don't remember if it was, or I don't remember how I actually got into it. Like, I remember work friends, like, got me back into it. I remember playing the beta, not getting the game until a work friend got me into it. Then I got really into it.
Mhm.
It's funny because I like it a lot, and I like Halo, but not as much as Destiny. Like, Halo
It
is
must
fun, and
mean
I'll play
something
it.
that it's from the same developers.
Yeah, I don't...
That's the one thing I like about Destiny 2 a lot is like the gunplay feels good. Just moving around in that
feels
universe
so
and shooting and
good.
stuff feels good.
So good. And like the amount of different weapons you can use and the things that like, especially now they put Strand in, and I played a couple PvP matches and I just bamboozled some people with like this the suspend.
Mhm.
Oh, like suspended 2 people, just punched them, and you get some fun little things that can happen in PvP.
Mhm.
And especially the grapple, you can do some crazy like movements now.
Okay. So what, I guess, was it the aesthetic of Lightfall that you're like more into it now, or are you just like, yeah, more Destiny, give me it?
Pretty much more Destiny give me, and I just know that every one of these the big ones, it comes with a lot of content, which I'll say like
Do you feel like
I feel
that
like
happened
there's a
this
lot
time?
of content.
You felt
Yeah.
this like on par with Witch Queen though?
Ooh. No.
No?
I don't think there's... I feel like the Witch Queen Throne World's a little bit bigger. I gotta think about that. Maybe you see side to side. But like, I just feel like there's so much to do in this new DLC, like...
Oh yeah, it's still just the first couple of weeks, so we're still learning new stuff, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
slowly unlocking or releasing other stuff too. Like they've time gated some stuff. They did originally, like for when we get your Strand stuff too. They did time gate some of the Strand fragments too, and what was it? After a couple days, they're like, "Fuck it, they're all unlocked. You just have to buy
There you
them."
go.
So you just have to beat the campaign and get more like what's it called? Meditations or something.
Yeah, you have to get a good bit.
Yeah. So, with that, what have you seen about, I guess, the consensus on Lightfall? Have you read up anything, seen anything?
Yeah. The story is, I don't know. Like, I know, Witch Queen. Like the story, like I love that story. Maybe like my favorite Destiny story. And like this one, I just felt like I was just running through the campaign. I didn't really care nearly as much as like
I agree.
the other ones.
I absolutely agree.
I just feel like I'm getting through this to get strand
it felt
and
different.
new weapons.
It felt
Yeah.
not weird,
I
but
don't know
like
why.
off. It felt more like an interstitial rather than, oh, we have something to do.
Yeah. Like, oh, the witness is here. Let's go to Neptune. I know people made that joke that like the witness is just waiting.
Yeah, he like parked up to the traveler's like checking his watch,
I
waiting to
should-
see what's going on. Oh, they did it. My turn.
Yeah, like that was kind of weird.
Did you see where they kind of spliced the two trailers together and it was seamless? Like they put the beginning and end together and it's like,
Oh.
yeah, so it makes you think they just kind of cut them in half, put shit in the middle so that way you go from A to B and then you got your story.
Yeah.
And then there's like
And-
there's some people throwing out quote unquote evidence of I would say it's more circumstantial evidence showing like, yeah, Strand was supposed to be part of Witch Queen and Lightfall was supposed to lead into the final shape, but they wanted to add one extra thing, so they cut everything apart and started stitching things together.
Yeah, I heard about that too, which I haven't heard enough like how much of that is true or anything.
And we're probably not
but-
going to know that either. I don't see them
No.
saying, yeah, this is what we did.
But yeah, it just felt, I don't know. And I don't really care about the new characters.
No?
No.
Mike, I'm sorry. I know you really liked the Cloud Striders when you first met them.
They looked cool, but they're...
Oh yeah, they look.
No, go ahead.
It's yeah.
He hasn't finished the campaign, so no spoilers.
That's why I
but,
was like,
I like Rohan. I thought he was cool.
To me, they look like mechanized giants that like fused with Silver Surfer type of guy.
yeah. I think okay. I'll say at least I want to know more about them and the whole like the people that live on Neomuna
okay.
because I'm like, wait, what? They're part
That
of
leads
the
into a
mainframe?
bigger
What's going on?
overall problem is that like there's no explanation. It's like here's this and here's this and here's this and they're all part of the same thing, but no explanation for them. Like what is their process? How do they undergo it? Why is it only 10 years for them to live? What is the Cloud Arc? What the fuck is the Veil? All the shit. And like running through sorry Mike, you haven't finished the campaign, but running through the campaign you don't really get the answers for it.
No.
And you know what Bungie's excuse was?
What?
Over the course of the year, we're going to continue telling the story, and you're going to learn about the witness's ambitions and what he's doing now, and this and that. It's like, where was all this in the fucking story?
Like, we want big story moments. Like, I get like, I'm not sure how much I could say. Big story moments do happen, but like at least what happened on Neptune, it just didn't feel as important as what was happening on Earth.
That's true, yeah. Well, yeah. Mike, how did you feel about the Witch Queen campaign since you finished it and you got to the end?
I liked it.
Me too.
It was fun. I think the way whoever designed the way the world worked, as far as like traversing it, jumping from stuff, they need to get fired because I hated it.
There were some weird jumps.
Yes.
There
Yeah.
were some weird jumps there. I remember the Wellspring. I didn't care for Wellspring. It just felt too slow.
I enjoyed it.
Just-
I liked it. I just hated that the weapons were on a rotation and like you had to
Yeah.
be on to get it that day. Is this confusing, Mike? Because you're looking around like, what?
I'm looking back and forth. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. It's all over my head at this point.
Yeah.
So-
I guess
Since me and Brian have both beaten the campaign, and Mike, you've started the Lightfall campaign, you kind of have a comparison to like Witch Queen. I'm assuming we're all in agreement that like Witch Queen is like pinnacle of the story so far, or at least we really like it. Mike, you might have a differing opinion. Okay.
Story, yes. Traveling sucks.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say that was like a weak point. Besides not having enough landing zones to fast travel to. It's just a lot of running back and forth.
Yep.
I feel like the same thing with Lightfall 2. Need
To
more drop zone.
To Lightfall's credit, once you get Nimbus's level up and you've beaten the campaign, you get new zones added. They need a couple more, though. Why do you have 2 up at the beginning spot? Why do you have one for Nimbus and one for the Hall of Heroes? Just turn around and walk into the door.
Oh. Yeah, weird stuff.
Mike, what do you think about the story so far?
Story
Guess
stuff.
where you at? Yeah.
Yeah.
Second mission.
No, story pretty much because we saw we did the opening and then I got stuck on the glaive.
We got the strand in the first episode of Lightfall, and we were swinging around.
Right.
And then once Osiris pops out of the thing and you meet the Cloud Striders, that's the end of that mission. And then
Yes.
you would start the next one, which we have not done for you yet.
Right. That's what I was talking about. The glaive mission is under Lightfall right now. There is no other mission for me.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if they put the Witch Queen and stuff under the same thing. Because your next mission should be Under Siege
Right.
for Lightfall.
Yeah,
We'll hop back on and check it out.
Yeah.
We'll get you there.
I just gotta play with the glaive.
Personally, my goal for you is us to get you up to a high enough level to either run a Nightfall on Legend, maybe?
Okay.
We can.
Legend or
It's not that
Hero.
bad. Especially they got rid of match game. Like,
Yeah,
it won't
that
be
helps.
nearly as bad as. I haven't really touched any of the strikes yet, but
My
when you get in a rhythm to it,
my goal for you is just get you good equipment,
Mm-hmm.
teach you about where to get pinnacles versus powerful rewards, so that way you can bump your light level up more. So that's
Okay.
a whole thing too. And speccing you out to where you are happy with your character, and then running you through the harder stuff. So
Okay.
that includes we'll do strikes to get you acclimated to that, and then move into Nightfalls, which are
Yeah.
harder versions of that, and then into dungeons. Once you figure out how to do dungeons, we can take you into raids too.
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, because I feel like we can some of the earlier dungeons we can get through.
Those are a
Shattered Throne,
cakewalk.
I feel like
that
we
was
could get
so
through that.
easy, and I've
It's
never
so
run
easy.
that.
I love it. That was so. Oh,
I think that was maybe last week's.
people are
Dungeon?
using it to grind for engrams, the final boss.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. Still need to
You
do more
can-
Defiant stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's time gated right now, so I'm
Yes.
doing what I can. And
It's the only problem with that stuff is that they have to time gate it, or else there won't be anything to do.
we will finish it.
So, Mike, you have an abundance of things to do in the game. But
So much.
that aside, how do you feel about what there is to do in the game? Do you feel like there's enough? Do you not know what you're doing or where to go next? What you need to do?
Feel overwhelmed?
Yeah, do you feel
Oh, that-
overwhelmed?
Oh, absolutely.
I get that.
I do feel like I'm having an easier time with the game than I was when it initially came out.
Mhm.
But there's still a lot that's overwhelming, and still trying to get the grasp of what they've changed from what I know, what I knew. But there's enough in there that if I continue to play, I'm not discouraged from playing. But if I continue to play, I'm sure I would understand.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's positive. Because
Oh, yeah.
usually when there's just too much shit to do and have no idea where to turn, it usually turns people off.
Luckily, the light level thing at least will gate you away from the harder stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you get thrown into a Grandmaster and just get slapped, you would not want to play that. But I'll say I have not played Grandmasters until about a year ago, and I understand what to do now. And you just gotta play a lot more carefully, and it's fun because there's not too much funner than beating a Grandmaster. I guess beating a raid.
Yeah.
But, it's you did fuck up. Even though there's
You
so
are
many
personally
chances to fuck up.
responsible. That's another point of contention for people is some things have changed and not necessarily for the better. Do you? I would say yes to this. Do you think hand cannon should be able to one-shot a red bar, especially if it's a headshot?
In what difficulty?
Just straight up PvE, like your base
yeah,
level.
of course. Yeah, just for the amount of bullets you have per
Apparently
reload.
they don't,
like,
though. I don't even use hand cannons because I feel like they're too squishy. They don't do enough damage.
Yeah, my favorite exotic of all time is Malfeasance, and I don't use it because it's just even with every buff that gun has gotten, it's just not as good as a Pulse or
But even
a
pulses
Scout.
feel kind of weak too. Like I'm still using Chattering Bone because it was so good, but like it takes so many shots to kill somebody with it now.
I have a Pulse that has Volt Shot, and doing Volt Shot from like across the map.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what was I gonna say? Shit, yeah, hand cannons. Hand cannons are a weird spot. Not liked in PvP now. Not liked in PvE.
I liked using them in PvE too, and then they made like 2 different changes and really ruined them. So I'm like, I can't do it now. And I had a
get it,
really
but,
good
like-
Ikelos hand cannon with Repulsor Brace too to go with my Gerfalcons.
Ooh.
And I can't use it because it just feels like doo doo.
Yeah, which I get. I know. Hand cannons, at least in PvP, has been good forever.
Yes.
And still, some are still pretty good. Fucking, just gonna say nerf Ace of Spades. It's too good. It has too many good things.
That was my go-to hand cannon for that. It was either that or Trust.
Oh, they brought back Trust.
Yes.
I still have a Trust from back then in my vaults because I never thought they would bring back Trust.
I've got 2 of them.
Is it? Oh, it's a Gambit only.
It was before. I don't know if it still is.
Okay.
Okay.
Has he played Gambit yet?
I have not.
Oh, do you remember what I told you about it?
Oh my god. It's like
You
the
can do
same
it.
idea. It's PvPvE? You're
Yes.
saying? Okay.
I like it.
I do too,
It's-
unfortunately, and everybody
I
dogs
love
on it so
invading.
much.
Invading's fun.
I hide.
Like,
I don't
being
like
a-
invading. It's too stressful. I'm like, just let me kill the enemies. I can do
It's
that.
stressful, but like,
Remember the era
It's
of
fun.
Truth?
yeah.
Truth was a homing rocket launcher that had aggressive tracking. It would find you no matter what.
Then it was Galahorn, and I think
Eyes of,
the Eyes of...
Voice of a Thousand... No. What is it?
I thought it was
Eyes of Tomorrow is one of them, but wasn't there another one too? Like the one from Riven? Or is that the same one?
1,000 Voices.
That one.
Yeah.
Because it was that one too.
I still need to get that guy. I still need to get that.
So
I played through half of Last Wish.
we keep talking about the weapons. Mike, do you have any like point of reference or anything for these? Like, does anything feel off or weird? Do you branch out enough to check?
As far as what? Like how they feel on certain weapons and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I know that you've noticed when you get new weapons and stuff, they all have different stats for, different levels for each of their different stats.
Right.
When you do you pay hard enough attention to look for specific stats, like rolls for specific stats on those guns, and then turn around and use them, or have you not gotten that far into it?
Because I believe that's that's something I understood from D1. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew enough to look for certain stats. For me, it's weapons. If I were to, it was semi to automatic fire for my type of weapons. The higher the impact and the higher the magazine, if it had decent handling, I was good. That's what I looked for. Because you could have... That's one of the things I didn't like about submachine guns at the beginning, because they had shitty handling from my experience and little to no impact.
Yeah, a lot
Whereas
of them don't
the
really have
range.
impact. And
Yeah.
just out of curiosity, do you mean handling or stability? Handling is being able to swap weapons and stuff faster.
Aim down sights.
And aim
too,
down
I think.
sights, yeah.
Okay.
Stability is keeping it straight.
Yeah, stability. Sorry, I thought.
No, you're good. You're good. Especially like on controller. Like
Yeah.
every time I go back and play controller for Destiny, I'm just like,
Mouse and keyboard is the way to go. But unfortunately, you
I
and me
understand.
are controller peoples. I'll probably
Oh.
never be mouse and keyboard. I've tried for some games. I'm just like, I gotta be
Really?
controller.
It took a while. It took a while, and just being shit at the game for a good bit.
You're basically
until, like, I got
relearning
that.
how to play.
Yeah, you are shit at the game, and then you just slowly like relearn everything. But it feels good. Yeah.
But okay, so gunplay, Mike, with the weapons that you're looking for, like the stats that you like, do you feel like it's impactful? Do you feel like you're doing anything, or do you wish that some things felt different? Like, is there a noticeable difference in anything?
I'm not exactly sure I'm understanding the question. But as far as weapons go, depending on the weapon I'm using, it does actually make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Like, you feel like you're making a difference using it?
Right, exactly. Like, for example, when we were fighting Savathun, when I was using the Risk Runner, either between the Risk Runner or I don't remember what the hell scout rifle I was using, but it had auto fire on it. They both did a decent amount of damage where I could physically see the health bar going down at a decent enough rate. It's not like eek, 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 across. Whereas, from my experience, where perfect example what you guys were talking about with the hand cannons, you guys liked hand cannons. I hated them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't use them for shit. So that's why I stuck with for a while auto rifles, because they were easy to use, easy stability, high rate of fire, high magazine capacity.
See, okay, building off that, I feel like auto rifles are actually in a decent place now. Maybe they don't do enough damage. Quicksilver Storm's got like a bug right now where it's not getting the full damage it should.
Really?
Yeah, it's like some people are saying it's minus 40% against red bars.
Oh, it didn't get that buff.
It's supposed to
That
get the
exotic
buff, but
or
it's like
something?
it's even less
Yeah.
now.
So I don't know. So exotic primaries do extra damage
Yes.
to red bars. I think it's just red bars. I forgot.
I believe it's
Okay.
just red bars.
All right, so that would explain why. Okay, that would explain why the Risk Runner can do pretty decent damage then.
And when you get hit
With
with
some-
an arc ability, it gets electrified.
Oh, absolutely, that is my favorite.
You can. I'm not sure if you know, but you can self-proc it by throwing a grenade at your feet.
Yes, I found that out. Or if I throw a grenade at not specifically at the feet, but if it's a close by enemy, I'll throw it at an enemy that's nearby.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm not sure if it still happens, but if you have an arc gun with ricochet, I think
you
you can
shoot yourself.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
So there's ricochet rounds, which pretty much
Yeah.
it bounces off walls. I believe I remember a couple of years ago, you can shoot if you pretty much walk into a wall, aim down, it would shoot yourself. You can kill yourself with ricochet rounds.
Yes.
I've done it many a
I've
times.
done it just to show that I can do it.
Remember back in D1 where I think it was D1 where you kneel down and aim down at your feet? To
Yeah.
kill
That's
yourself?
exactly what I did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's weird interactions like that. God, there is. Pretty much everything, there's always just a weird interaction.
Oh, how do you feel about them taking away environmental damage now?
Oh, the
Yeah. Now, when you get
Yeah.
launched, like used to before,
Yeah.
when you get launched by the shield guys that do a lot of damage, you hit the wall, you die because you get splatted.
instant.
Now,
Oh, no shit.
you get smacked into the wall, and you're just like, "Ow, okay, I'm good." You keep going.
You're left with one health, I believe, or like only a little bit of health left.
So I've only taken damage when I've fallen. When I've been smacked by the shield and stuff, I haven't gotten hurt by the walls.
Huh. I get it now because of using Strand. You can get a lot of momentum doing Strand, and like I feel like slamming into the wall, like they had to do something about that, or that
Oh, yeah.
that would have been the main problem. You're grappling yourself into the wall and just
Well, some of those grab lifts in the pyramid too, like they get you moving quick. So once it stops, it slingshots my guy.
yeah. Weird interactions.
Yes.
Fucking bungo. You will hear that. When just you die by weird things.
By the architects, so much that they had to
By-
nerf the architects.
And that's what they call environmental damage, when it's just like you died because
Something,
something.
no explanation.
You died because you're not alive.
Yes. So what do you guys agree with like the general consensus of the Lightfall campaign? Like, do you think the stuff that's being said about it is fair? Is it deserved, or do you think it's just something sucked but it's still solid?
As its standalone thing, without knowing anything that's going to happen in the future, knowing nothing that Bungie knows right now, it's a lackluster story, and it felt weird. It didn't feel like the same, like, it didn't feel like a full DLC like what it usually should.
They nailed what they were going for. How about that? They were going for like an 80s blockbuster action movie kind of feel. And I think that they got that with a lot of the fights and stuff in the campaign. But that's about it. It's still fun, but like there's nothing coherent about it.
Yeah.
Mike, coming into it, not knowing the story from before or after, what'd you think?
I like the starter mission. I can't really give an opinion because I haven't played it enough to really.
You know, that I just thought about this too. You did not buy Lightfall when it came out. You jumped in, like, got all the stuff updated and everything, and tried the first mission. And then you're like, okay, this is cool. I guess I'll get this. I'm assuming that's your train of thought, right?
Right. I liked it. I probably wouldn't have gotten it right away.
What gets me is that first mission was basically a selling point for you. It got you back in.
Yeah. Right. I had fun with it. If there was
knowing nothing like that, would you recommend it?
Based off that one mission, yeah.
Okay.
I would recommend to try it out, yeah.
Okay. It's just interesting. I didn't think about that perspective. You were pretty green just coming back in, and it's like, oh yeah, the game's still fun, and this new thing is cool.
He's fought in a Tormentor, because I think there's one in the first mission?
Yes.
How'd you like that? The big scythe guy.
The one who grabbed you at first.
Oh, that asshole!
Chunky!
Yeah.
He was fucking chunky for like a first mission. I'm like, this is dumb.
Okay.
Well, not dumb, but like I just felt like I had to dump everything into it.
What stressed me out is that he was so fast. I could not stay away from him.
You want to talk about something that's going to
Don't you point that finger at me. Put that thing down.
I'll point another finger if you want.
No thanks.
No, what actually is, and no offense to you, Adam, I'm trying to find the right word to say it.
Now I'm scared.
Not disheartening. What we were talking about, discouraging. Okay. I did that one mission.
Oh.
I was stuck on that. Yeah, I was stuck on this part and died 4 or 5 fucking times in a row.
So just before the final Tormentor to get into the capsules to get shot down onto Neomuna from the ship.
Oh yeah.
That hangar bay.
Oh no, I wasn't. I didn't get stuck there. It was the Tormentor part that I kept getting stuck on.
Oh, 100%. I believe that. Like, someone new dealing with something with that much health.
That's kind of dropping you off in the deep end.
Yeah, and then the discouraging part is, and I still appreciate him getting me past that part because I would have quit the game altogether. Is
I could see that.
The second he gets in, he owns it in no time at all. I'm like, what the flying fuck? I spent a good 20-30 minutes just in this part alone, and you do it in less than 5 minutes.
That run and kill everything and run out. I was like, hey, room's clear. It makes it easier for you.
Oh, it made it easier, but it also showed how much I sucked at that point.
Well, to be fair,
stuff to learn.
At that point, you did not have your armor or your ability set up either.
Yeah, because I didn't know about it.
I know. So now we should take you into that mission and see how well you do after that. It makes a huge difference. You've been running through shit with no problem now.
Yeah.
Spoiler, but not spoiler.
Yeah.
In a mission, you're going to fight 2 Tormentors at once.
Yeah, I did not like that mission.
Oh, Jesus.
I did not like that.
That was messy. That was a messy room. I did not.
Tormentors, they're not very smart, at least. You know how on that top platform there's a pole that's next to a small wall?
Yeah.
Just crouch and dance around that pole shooting them. Witherhorde is amazing.
Man, I think that's my most used gun. It has to be.
Same.
I hate to say it too.
Witherhoard
but,
and
like,
Ostiostriga carried me through Lightfall.
Yeah, I think Witherhoard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had Witherhoard throughout the entire thing, and like any new weapon, I just leveled it up with it.
Damn. I don't think there's a way that you can get Witherhoard now, Mike. Is there? Like, is it in drops in the world now, or was it only
no,
for
it's
arrivals?
at the kiosk. It'll be in the kiosk.
Oh shit! We need to get you an exotic cipher then.
It is the weekend. No, wait, no, it's not the weekend.
I have an exotic. You're talking about a
Zero
regular
left
exotic
already.
cipher. No, you're talking about the exotic cipher. I have a regular exotic cipher.
Okay. When we get on the game next time, go to the kiosk in the tower and buy yourself a exotic weapon, preferably probably Witherhoard.
Witherhoard. So Witherhoard, it's a grenade launcher that has damage over the time. So
Yeah.
you can shoot it at someone, then swap to whatever weapon, so you're doing more damage. It's pretty much the go-to.
And you can do
Okay.
that twice. You can shoot
So you
them
can
and the
double
ground,
dip.
Oh no shit!
and just
okay.
watch their health drop.
Then you can switch to like your heavy and just
Lay into
yeah.
them.
It is. I'd say like when you go up to the kiosk, look through each weapon.
Yes.
You'll probably find something. I mean, there's still stuff in there I want to get. But if you're looking just for getting you further along, the Witherhoard might be the go-to.
More beneficial.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I know I got Mike's answer on this. It's a recommendation. I guess, Brian, would you say you'd recommend it too? Is it worth playing? Do you think it's
To a
worth the
new
crap
player,
that it's
old
getting?
Player, jeez, I'm not sure because I'd say for a new player, it is the most accessible it's ever been, which is great. I love to see that. I actually played through like a beginning mission and like see what new lights had to deal with, and they teach every little thing to you, which I appreciate.
Leanna Ruppert, I believe, from Bungie, also put like a new player's guide out.
Oh,
It's not a video or anything. It's like a walkthrough reading thing, but it's just like recommendations on what you could check first, how to play the game, the basics of it, and things like that.
yeah.
So that's a good
so,
start
like,
for new people, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like that, and like feel like a new player, not like a returning one. I feel like they're gonna feel something's wrong with it when a new player plays it,
Right.
Especially if you're like played Witch Queen and like everything, how grandiose that was to go to this. It just doesn't feel
My
the
bills.
same like Sabathoon walking up Giant Bell. That was awesome. I just didn't really get that feeling, any of those feelings from
Yes.
anything.
I agree.
Yeah. Also, the final boss fight was weird, but can't really talk about that.
That was just more frustrating.
Yeah.
I like walking away with like a sense of accomplishment, especially like when we'd finish Witch Queen and like during strikes and stuff. It's like if you feel good because it's an actual fight and you get done with it. It's like I made it. Lightfall, I was like, oh, God, I'm finally fucking done with this. I'm just like over it.
Swapping out of strands to go to Void because you feel more comfortable with the final fight.
Yep.
That's how I got through it.
I don't know. There was just, I don't know if it's something missing or that they just missed in doing it, but it was fun. It's still Destiny. It's fun to play, but just the story structure and the incoherence of things that are going on was just like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. Still fun. If you like Destiny and like shooters and trust Bungie, play it. But
Yep.
story
Again,
mode.
don't know
eh.
what's the story, in the next year. Who knows where the story is going to go.
Yeah. At least they did say they're going to explain it over the course of the year, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't help now.
Even saying that, even the raid, I feel like the
Didn't
story
explain
with the
much.
raid.
It was like its own separate thing.
Speaking of the raid, I loved it back then. Like Last Wish, it took how long to beat the raid? 24 hours.
A long
20?
time.
I love that. That was like the greatest thing.
I feel like
and
that was
when
also
raid
the
came out-
pinnacle of raids, like story-wise.
Yeah, but like pinnacle of raid experiences, even as a watcher. Like I was on that all day watching like Twitches and everything. When the new raid happened this Friday, like I checked it once, seeing people like on the first encounter, then I checked again and it was
They
beaten.
blew
I'm like
through it, yeah.
2.5 hours, I think.
Yep.
It was, which I'm like,
It wasn't Salted Greppo that got it this time.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Somebody knew.
So there's a big world's first thing about who gets the world's first win to the raid when it opens up.
Okay.
And for the last 3, it was the same team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And now it was someone else.
Yep.
Who won it. But that's going into Destiny community stuff, and that's a whole.
Yeah.
Don't get into that.
Now, as far as anything like that is, outside of bragging rights, is there any real benefit to being the first to beat it?
Sometimes shit
You get-
happens in the game.
For like the actual players, they always get a bunch of stuff. They get belts. Don't they get world's
They get
first
like
belts?
they get like wrestling style gold belts that say the raid name on it and their team name or their character name.
I know.
But if you complete the raid in the first 48 hours, you
In
get
what they
a
call
special
contest
emblem
mode.
to say, yeah.
And I think this one, like, maybe not everybody, I don't know. But a lot of people are getting the exotic without having to run it more than once.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, great. I want everyone to have the big dumb.
Big done
Can I spoil
double
it?
barrel shotgun.
They finally added a double barrel shotgun, something we wanted from day one. And it shoots
Fire
I'll tell
and
you,
ice.
it shoots fire and ice, stasis, and solar.
Oh, that's awesome.
Seen some wacky stuff in PvP with it. Yeah, exotic weapons, they get
Ridiculous.
wacky. He can't get revision 0, could he?
Not anymore. Unless it becomes one of those legendary things.
They have to. Well, they did with the Hawk Moon and
Yeah. They did say that they want to incorporate those again. And it looks like the Vexcalibur is what that is this time.
ooh. Yeah. Exotics get very, very exotic.
Yes.
Just shoving gods into weapons. That's what
That's
Destiny
the name of
is all
Destiny
about.
too, yeah. Like,
Just
literally,
like-
you kill gods and raids and turn them into weapons that you use.
Wacky shit.
Fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's about 11:30, and I have to get up for work tomorrow.
Same.
So,
Same.
are we ready to cut it? Because while it was a fun conversation, that went on a lot longer than I thought it was.
It could go a lot. Yeah,
We could talk to you about all the old lore and explain how we got to where we are, and talk about the weapons and things like that. We could go in depth
especially
about
that you're
builds and
playing through
loadouts.
it. Like, yeah.
We could go on for a
Especially we're
while.
playing through it right now. Yeah.
Now you get
Hey,
to
maybe you
experience
could-
it.
Maybe it could be a dual talk episode, maybe.
We'd be here for hours, man. I mean, I'm down to talk more about it if you want to learn. Destiny
Sure, why not?
101.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Hear that, Brian? You got a job. We gotta initialize him.
So the Vex is made out of milk.
Okay, we're not doing that now. He's not joking. There's little things in the milk that give it like geometric shapes, which give it life.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
We need to play the new exotic mission. All right. Because you have to go.
All right, everybody say
Nope,
goodnight.
not gonna-
Nope, bye. Wait.
Good night.
Mike, where can everybody find us?
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, anywhere our podcast is going to be, Instagram.
That's Ramblepack on everything, or Ramblepack Podcast on Facebook. It's always easy to find it. Ramblepack Pod and everything else. Okay, good night. I'm going to bed.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.